cultural, family, education, work, and various distractions in leisure. In the Western world, we exist in a paradigm where materialism, science, and the objective world is generally trusted, whereas the inner, subjective world is mostly discounted and distrusted. We are taught to trust what we can see with our eyes, hear with our ears, and trust what we can touch, and so on. When we see it, we will believe it, is a motto of this paradigm. Gut instinct and intuition is not something that can be relied upon, we are told. In the family, we may be encouraged to stop daydreaming, stop talking to imaginary friends, to get real, and so on. Within education systems, we are taught to trust reason and logic, to analyze and plan. We are not taught to trust our feelings. When it comes to work, there is busyness, there is tweets, texts, emails, on the go constantly. Gut instinct and intuition does not operate through busyness, but through relaxation and inner stillness. The mind needs to be clear, like a still mountain lake, for our internal GPS to work. In leisure, we have so many distractions. We have TV, internet, video games, shopping, alcohol, and so on. If you want to be more connected to your GPS, one way is to switch off the TV and reduce and filter the information coming into your brain. There's a wise saying that says garbage in, garbage out. In our materialistic culture, many have little interest in spirituality or personal development and have little awareness of their inner world. The result of this is they have no understanding of the mechanics of the ego. They cannot tell the difference between intuition and ego-mind chatter. Many simply follow the voice of fear and have no idea why the outcomes they receive are so poor. All of these various levels of block or interference sever our connection to our GPS. And more than that, they sever or block us knowing our authentic self, our true nature. So let's take a look at our internal GPS. Our gut instinct is our body's innate wisdom. Our unconscious mind, which operates through our physical body, can pick up signs and sensory data that our conscious mind is not really aware of. When we are disconnected from our gut instinct, then we may fail to read some very important signs in our environment. For example, in the 2004 tsunami that created great devastation and killed over 230,000 people around the Indian Ocean, many tribal people were able to read the signs and thus move to higher ground. It was noted that relatively few animals were also killed in this disaster. Some wildlife experts believed that animals' more acute hearing and other senses picked up changes in the Earth's vibration, thus tipping them off regarding the approaching disaster long before the humans around them realized what was going on. Gut instinct speaks to us through physical sensations and symptoms. According to Judith Orloff, a Los Angeles psychiatrist, positive signs can come through a sense of warmth, an ability to breathe more easily, a wave of goosebumps, tingles or fluttery sensations, a sense of relaxation in the body, perhaps the gut and shoulders. Negative warning signs are often accompanied by icy cold hands or feet, twinging or clenching pain in the gut or in the chest, nausea, the feeling of being on high alert, fatigue, loss of energy, or perhaps the sudden onset of headaches. Ronald Alexander, PhD, a psychologist, mindfulness expert, and director of the Open Mind Training Institute in Santa Monica, California, tells of a story of traveling in India where he decides not to get into a cab because of a burning sensation in his gut. He later saw the driver being arrested at the train station for suspected robbery. He says he typically feels impulses in his chest or stomach warning him. On one occasion, during a stay in northern Italy, I went for a long walk and a climb in a hilly and mountainous pre-Alps region. I was not really dressed for going too far. I was not wearing proper climbing shoes, for instance. After about an hour, I felt I'd gone far enough and realized that the way down was not that easy. Also, I noticed the sun was starting to go down over the distant peaks. I was not sure how I'd gotten this far and had no idea how to get down. So I meditated and calmed my conscious mind that was beginning to panic. I invoked my body wisdom and decided to trust my gut instinct to show me the way. As I started the descent, each step was guided by either a feeling of warmth and expansion or a sense of flatness. Trusting my body, I was guided to descend through a mini waterfall, which at the time felt crazy to my conscious mind. But I trusted the impulse and climbed down through the waterfall. And actually, the climb down was much easier than I thought. I somehow also managed to avoid getting wet. Gut instinct is different from intuition. With gut instinct, we are being led through the body, centered in the lower three energy centers, the base, sacral, and solar plexus. Intuition, on the other hand, is felt through the higher centers, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and crown. Intuition involves a creative partnership between the conscious, unconscious, and higher conscious minds. Intuition can help us make better choices in life. It can guide us towards greater happiness, success, awakening, and so on. Intuition does not simply rely on the unconscious mind picking up data in the environment. It relies on information coming through the higher mind that is aware of possibilities, opportunities, and challenges that await in our future timeline. To give an example of intuition from my own life, when I was working at Alternatives, a not-for-profit company based in central London, we received a phone call in the office. My colleague took the call. He called out across the room saying, "Has anyone heard of an author called Eckhart Tolle?" And this was before he was really known in the UK. I had such a strong impulse, I just said, "Just book him." We agreed on the spot to put him on for a talk. The talk, which happened 4 to 5 months later, was a sellout of around 900 people, with 400 people being turned away at the door. Following the success of this talk, Alternatives put him on for a workshop, which was the best attending workshop to date then, with over 1,000 people in attendance. Now, of course, Eckhart Tolle is a household name. Our ancestors knew the importance of gut instinct and also of intuition. For thousands of years, shamans, priestesses used their psychic abilities to help their communities. Often these abilities meant the difference between life and death. If you're a tribal medicine man or woman and you could not divine the nearest food source for your tribe, then the tribe starved and you're out of a job. If you were a medicine healer and unable to heal a patient, then your reputation would suffer, and also, if it happened too often, you'd be out of a job. Here in the modern world, with all its challenges and opportunities, we have such an amazing gift, our brain with a neocortex made up of 2 halves, a left and right hemisphere. The 2 parts are connected by a thick cable of nerves at the base of each side. Experimentation has shown that these different hemispheres are responsible for different types of thinking. The left brain is more logical, sequential, rational, analytical, and objective. The right brain is more random, intuitive, holistic, subjective, and synthesizing, looking at the whole picture rather than the detail. The left brain gives us the ability to be practical, create strategies, focus, plan, analyze, structure, understand, and design. The right brain gives us the ability to imagine, dream, fantasize, dare, feel, and intuit. If the rational mind is the analyzer, the intuitive mind is the synthesizer. It creates the picture out of all the small details. It opens us up to the sudden flash of insight that makes everything crystal clear. Becoming whole-brained allows us to access our gut instinct, the impulse from the intelligence of the body, and intuition, a collaboration between conscious, unconscious, and higher conscious minds. It's important to note that using our intuition does not require we stop thinking or stop trusting our logical mind. Intuition is a great tool, but sometimes we may think we're guided by our intuition, where really we're being led by something else, perhaps our fantasy or fear. Knowing the difference between intuition and fear and fantasy is very important. I've noticed that highly intuitive people can be led astray especially where there's a high emotional charge around something or a high expectation. Perhaps the classic area is romantic relationships. We want a partner, we may have a list of characteristics that need to be fulfilled. A candidate appears, many of the boxes are ticked, yet there are signs that this person is maybe not such a good match. Yet we override our gut instinct and intuition, and further down the line, we scratch our heads wondering, how did we get it so wrong? Despite this, intuition is a great tool, and one that we should use. Most of the great geniuses of history were whole-brain thinkers. For instance, the artist Pablo Picasso, working in a right-brain field, yet demonstrated great left-brain thinking in his many notes about the combinations of colours he used in his art. Albert Einstein, a wonderful whole-brain thinker who created his theory of relativity out of a daydream. Lewis Carroll, author of Alice in Wonderland, was a deacon in holy orders and a university lecturer. Leonardo da Vinci was an artist-painter who painted the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, who was also a scientist and engineer. So there are many benefits and reasons to embrace being whole-brained, to embrace our innate genius, which can help us in any chosen endeavour. There are many benefits and reasons to embrace our inner GPS as a guidance system to help us in our journey of greater happiness, success and service. This meditation is offered to you, as always, with love and blessings. Love and blessings. golden mantis transmission. And a number of starseeds on the planet have a connection with this benevolent group of high-dimensional beings. And it's important at this time for those starseeds to connect with the golden mantis race of beings. As always, we begin with open body, open mind, and with the breath, bringing in light on the in-breath from the universe around you, 360 degrees into the body, into the cells and bones and blood of the body. And on the out-breath, releasing out anything that doesn't serve you back to the universe, allowing more light to return to you. And following that cycle of breath, and as you do so, I call your team spirit of the highest light and resonance, your higher self, oversoul, monadic self, your guides, angels, masters of light who work with you, any healing teams or ascension teams that work with you. And breathe and open. And as we begin, calling the archangels of the horizontal plane. Beginning in the east, as always, with Raphael, archangel of air. Calling this being of light. And the symbol of that being is the caduceus, the crystal wand, and the two serpents entwined, and where they meet at the top, two golden wings. Focusing on the symbol invokes the angel to you, and the energy of the angel is emerald green fire. Just allowing that energy to hold and support you within and without, all layers, levels, dimensions, timelines, minds. Breathe and open. And to the south is Michael, archangel of fire. The symbol of this angel is a great sword of light. And the energy is electric blue fire. Evoking that energy into your field to hold and support you, internally and externally. And breathe. And open. And the third angel is Gabriel of the west, archangel of water. The symbol of the angel is a silver chalice, a silver cup. As you focus on that symbol, you invoke the energy of diamond white fire into your field as a waterfall of light. Washing through the body and around the body 12 feet in all directions. Washing away all shadows. Washing away all shadows. And breathe and open. 3 archangels and 3 fires. And the 4th angel completing the circle is Uriel, archangel of earth. The symbol is a great pentacle, golden pentacle, a 5-pointed star in a circle of light. Metatron and Sandaphon. Metatron brings down the light from the central sun through the stargate of our sun, down into the room, golden white fire sealing the room. Sealing the walls, the floor, the doors, the windows, the ceiling. Closing it off from any lower frequency interference. And bring the energy also down through the head. As the crown chakra opens. Great sphere of light opens, allowing light into all layers, levels, dimensions of the chakra. The third eye opens, a great sphere of light opens, allowing light into all layers, levels, dimensions of the chakra. Throat chakra opens, a great sphere of light opens, allowing light into all layers, levels and dimensions of this chakra. The heart chakra opens, a great sphere of light opens, allowing light into all layers, levels and dimensions. Anchoring the grid in the heart. Allowing all chakras from the heart upwards to be immersed in the energy of the Christ within. And breathe and open. And bringing the light up from the earth with Sandaphon. Crystalline grid, fairy white grid up. Through the feet and legs and up. Through the torso, the base chakra opens. Great sphere of light opens, allowing light into all layers, levels, dimensions. The sacral chakra opens, a great sphere of light opens, allowing light into all layers, levels, dimensions. Solar plexus